Okay, IDs, welcome to Module 3. This is going to be the tool review week, which is a really exciting one because it's going to be the first module that we're really starting to actively pursue some work in developing an online course. The first couple of weeks, the first two modules, that is, with the audience in Module 2 and then efficacy in Module 1, those are really kind of background modules, very, very important, and I think they're effective in terms of getting us rolling and getting us thinking about what is to come, obviously. But what we're here for is to ultimately build an online course in Blackboard, and we want to get going on that as soon as we possibly can. So I'm thinking Module 3 and Module 4 is a really good time to start moving toward that. And as we start to move from 4 into 5 into 6, clearly we're going to be building a course. There's no doubt about that, and it's great because it's taken us 10 or 11 weeks to put this project together to turn into something that's super special in terms of being a portfolio item for you, and to be able to show the people that you work with, potential employers, that whole bit. There's no better time than the present to get moving on that. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to look and investigate tools. What is the means that we're going to use in order to build this course? And of course, the big tool that we're going to be using is Blackboard, and then there's of course all sorts of other authoring tools that are going to be utilized within the Blackboard course. So what we're going to do is, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick demonstration, a quick tour around this Blackboard interface, and what you're going to be seeing is the instructor view side. If you've been a student and you haven't been exposed to the instructor viewpoint, then you may not know really what it looks like. There's a lot more things to be seen from the instructor perspective than there is from the student perspective. And you see all kinds of things that students see that, of course, you can't see when you're just in as a student. So we're going to look at some of those things. I'm going to show you where some of those the items are located in terms of the tools that we utilize, and then what I'll do is I'm going to build a very, very simple Blackboard item and add it to the course interface, so you can see how that's rendered, and then we can make some adjustments to add it, so that when you're going in, you'll be able to know how to be able to create those types of things. Now, what we're going to be doing this week in our assignment for the week is actually you're going to review the tools, and each one of you is going to have your own tool that you're going to investigate, that you're going to research within Blackboard and outside Blackboard, to build a job aid. And this job aid that you create will be a part of something of a resource center for the class, so that when we're creating our Blackboard instructional pieces and so forth, and we don't know how to create a discussion, well, we'll be able to go to that resource center and look up who is the expert on the discussion forum, and we'll be able to build that out using the resource of your classmate, if that makes any sense. We did it last semester, and it seemed to work out very well. Now, how we're going to do this, how we're going to create a situation where we can investigate, we can test, we can practice. What we're going to do is we're going to use what we call a sandbox course. And a sandbox course is it's basically a play place for you to test, and for you to just practice using the tools, and to test. It's a very important it's a very important tool for instructional designers, because we have these situations, right, where instructor will come to us and won't know how to do something, or there's something going wrong, and we want to be able to either investigate it, to test it, to figure out what the problem is, one, or two, we want to teach the instructor how to do something. For instance, that whole thing about building a discussion forum. Well, we want our instructors to be able to build a discussion forum, and if they're not sure how to do that, well, we can go to some resources, or we can actually do a little quick demonstration ourselves, and we usually do that in a sandbox course, just as a way of doing that. So that's what we're going to do right now. Right now you're looking at my dashboard, a dashboard course, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring us into the sandbox. So I'm going to click here, and you're going to probably notice that I have a lot of courses and a lot of sandboxes. In fact, some of these sandboxes are going to be the courses that you're going to be building yours in. So these things that are labeled 2016 are the ones that are actually have already been built out for you in a template so that you can build your course. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to use my sandbox course, and you'll notice that this interface is very similar to what we are familiar with for our own course. The banner is a little bit different, and this is a kind of a generic piece, but the navigation over there in the upper left here is very similar. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the learning modules space here, and you'll notice, oh, look at that. There's some of these names are familiar to you, I'm sure. And what I've done is I've set up a folder for everybody. This is where you're going to be able to practice, test your tool that you're going to be researching and investigating. All right, and so we'll get to that in just a short bit. But I just want to kind of just show you a few of these things down here. You'll see that this is the left navigation, and this is of course very visible, obviously, with from a student perspective. I think you have the grades there, and you have the syllabus and all that sort of stuff. Down here, we also have. I'm going to close this out. Is we have these are things that the instructor uses in terms of being able to create and to deploy the course. Right here we have the grade center, so this is where we do the grading. The course tools. This is a list of all the tools that are available in the Blackboard. Some of them you probably have seen right there. And then we have some other things with how you copy courses and things like that. So those are down there, and we're not going to worry about those too much. We have that over there. Now up and over here, this is the content area where you can find the things that you want to use in terms of building out a content item. So what we'll do is we're going to go into my folder here, the Professor Ryan folder, and yours will all look very similar to this, and that is, this is the overview place, the learning objective place, and that this is this is laid out like we would in a course, and one of the documents that you're going to be creating for your course is what we call the module blueprint. And of course, the blueprint is where we find all of our all the content items that go into a particular module. It's a module blueprint, and so those are all ordered and lined up according to the order in which we lay out the course. Okay. So we have that. So if we're going to do any type of content building, these are the tool areas that normally we go to. Right here we have a Blackboard item. We have the Blackboard file. Any videos, links, and things like that are over here now, and I'll show you one of those in just a minute. Over here. These are the assessment area pieces, and the ones that we're probably going to be the most concerned with is the test, which is the quiz. If you notice in our concept checks, that's where we generate concept checks, and any type of quiz or any kind of test is using this particular tool. The assignment tool is where we create our assignments. In fact, the one that you're going to be doing with the Blackboard, the Blackboard tool job aid is in fact an assignment, and so this is where I would go if I was going to build out that assignment. And then we have some other things and other tools that we use too, and some of these are going to be selected as one of the items that are going to be reviewed by one or more of you. There's a discussion there. We have blogs, wikis, and groups, and a group tool there for setting up groups. We have the CampusVac version of these tools, which are also available to us. I have used them in the past. I don't really use them that much right now. These may be a little bit more kind of robust, but sometimes they can get kind of tricky, and then I find them not to be perfectly user-friendly as some of the ones over here. These are really kind of simple, really stripped down, but they do the job. And so there's that. So what I can do here now is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how to build a Blackboard item, and that's it's pretty simple stuff. But you do the same thing if you're going to build out any of these other things, a test or or a Blackboard tool for a wiki or journal or something like that. It's pretty simple. Now the item is probably the most basic of the content areas that you can build. Um, we have a space here for the title, and of course that's what you're going to see in bold black lettering when you're in a Blackboard course. Then we have this thing as a WYSIWYG, of course. I don't know if you're familiar with WYSIWYGs, which stand is an acronym for what you see is what you get. So it's a HTML editor, but it's got all the tools here at your disposal. And what we do is we build it out here, and then we have a number of kind of options here that we can make our choices with building this out. What I want to do is I want to just create or build out a very, very simple Blackboard item. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a very simple one, which is the looking ahead. All right, and that's the item you see at the very bottom. In fact, it's already in our in my my module folder here, but I'm just going to quickly just kind of put it together here so you can see what happens. All right, so looking ahead, that's going to be my title. If I want to change my color, I can do all of that sort of stuff. Just make sure that you click apply, and then you can change the color. I'm not going to do that right now, but then down here is going to be what it is that's going to appear in the Blackboard item. Now, when I'm building out a course, what I do is I go to what we use and refer to as the module blueprint. I'm just going to kind of bring this over here, and you're going to see this actual one. This is actually going to have a full-fledged demonstration on it later on, and this is actually the blueprint you're going to see next week. Well, this is the content you're going to see next week, but this is the document that I'll be working from when I'm building out that particular module. All right, and so I got my module outcome, I got my module overview, and again, you'll see all this next week live and in color in the course. But it's built out so that I have very quick and easy access to this stuff when I want to put it together. And truthfully, it's a lot of cut and paste, with a few exceptions. But here's where we kind of, we create the lecture material, and all the descriptions and the directions are here. This is going to be, oh, don't be looking at that. That's your concept check question. I'm just going to breeze right through that. But then there's some other questions here that are going to be in the discussion forum. Those are all the things with the instructions, and there's actually going to be something of a scenario situation here. And then when we get down to we're going to have our assignment there. But down here is the looking ahead, and this is what I want to put in the Blackboard module for the week. All right, so I've got the looking ahead. I've already typed in the thing, but this is going to be the description for the looking ahead. I'm just going to do simple cut and paste. All right, and then I'm going to come over here, and I want to just kind of caution you that when you're doing your cutting and pasting into this WYSIWYG, especially when you're coming from Word, there's lots of extra code that's kind of embedded in the software that Microsoft makes when they're creating the Microsoft Word, and a lot of times what'll happen is that code gets carried over, and sometimes it'll end up being inconsistent and confusing within the Blackboard WYSIWYG. So what I do typically is I like to take that stuff and make sure that I strip out the code. And how do I do that? Well, there's a couple different ways, but I think this is the most simple, and that is I go into the HTML editor here, and this is this is where all the stripped down stuff starts before it's coded up later on. All right, so I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to paste it in here, and then I'm going to click update here, and then it's going to show up down here. If I want to change the fonts, or if I want to do anything else, I can do that using these toolbars. But the thing is that it's not going to have that extra code, so that I'll have 4 words that have one font, and then I'm going to have the rest of the sentence or whatever. It's going to be in a different font size, and I'm sure you've seen some of that before. It strips out the code, so it's very simple. I'm going to click submit. All right. So if you look up here, I got the green light here that I've created my looking ahead my looking ahead item. Now, whenever you build an item, if it's an assignment, if it's tests or whatever, and you get that little green indication that it's built, well, where is it? Well, whenever you post it, it shows up at the bottom. So you need to 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 toggle down or to scroll down, whatever, down to the bottom here, and you'll see, okay, there's the looking ahead. There's the one that was already there that I told you was there. But and what you need to do is you need to take it and relocate it to where it's supposed to go. All right, so if it says this is lecture material, then I want to make sure that I move it up here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab it right here and just simple drag, and then that's in position, right? And then of course, this, I don't really need this right now, right? Just going to get rid of that. All right, and of course I'm getting the green light there, on the bottom, and there's my my looking ahead. All right, for this particular course, you can see it right there. All right. And so that's how you build a Blackboard item. It's very simple. Within that item, you can have video, you can have you can have audios or whatever, and within that, building it in that WYSIWYG and whatnot. But this is just a very simple text version of a Blackboard item. All right. Now, let me just give you some kind of an indication of how you're going to do your tool work. All right. I'm just going to quickly go back to the learning module piece, and like I said, we have a listing of each of you having your own particular folder here. So what I'll do is, we have Pamela here. I'm just going to go inside the Pamela's folder here, and so overview, learning objectives, whatever. If she wants to, Pamela, if you want to do your testing, whatever, feel free to do so. But at the very bottom of your folders, you're going to see that you have an assignment for your tool down at the very bottom. All right, each one of you has a your tool item, okay, and it's got the name of the tool that you're going to be investigating, and actually going to help you out here by giving you at least one resource that you can use to research your tool. And of course, you're on your own to try to find other things if you want to, or you can present your tool in a job aid fashion, or it can be in a multimedia. It's really completely up to you, as long as you follow the rubric. All right, the rubric is going to be attached to the assignment, and you should be able to see that. Okay, so this is a YouTube channel that has all, not all, but a lot of video demonstrations for each of the tools, and so that's up in there for the Blackboard assignment, at least here for Pamela. Okay, and so that's how you find that. And I think that's kind of pretty much it. So I hope you have a really great week, and I hope you have fun exploring your tool when you go in and look at it. And it should be a load of fun for you. And get ready for next week, because next week is a real takeoff week with the module that we're going to explore in project management next week. That's going to be a really fun one. That's really going to transition us into developing our online course. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that's being done this week, or you're unclear or whatnot, you know how to do that, right? You go to the Q&A forum first, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that I'm attentive and to that. And hopefully your classmates will answer the question. If they don't, then I'm going to participate in that. If it's still a problem and you're not sure, or if it's something, of course, of a personal nature, you're going to definitely want to email me instead. All right, so have a terrific week, and we'll see you online. Bye-bye.